Hey everyone, this is Kristin Coaching. Thank you so much for joining me today for this video, and I am so excited because today we're going to be talking about the signs that your relationship is ready for a threesome. So at this point, you're probably really considering it and bringing another person into the bedroom. And in order to do that, you got to make sure that after it happens, and even before it happens, that you guys are solid and you guys have the foundations to be able to get through it and enjoy yourself and have a great experience and even be more connected and happy and healthy after it happens. So we're going to discuss the signs that you're ready, and if you lack any of these signs, well, that might be something to make sure that you work on in your relationship if you want, because you want to make sure that these steps, that you're good and it's solid and that you have these skills, relationship skills specifically, so you guys will be great when you have this experience together. So the first sign that you're ready to have a three-way and a threesome is the fact that both of you guys are gonna want it in the first place. You cannot have a threesome if just your spouse or your partner wants it and you don't, or vice versa. If you really want it and your other half doesn't. Both of you are gonna need to want this for yourselves. Both of you are going to need to feel that this experience is exciting and fun and you're looking forward to it. You can't do anything just because your significant other wants to and you don't have a desire to do it, because you're giving up your morals and your values, and ultimately that can cause a lot of resentment down the road. Okay, especially if, we do things for other people, like that never necessarily feels good if it compromises who we are deep down inside and we don't listen to that gut feeling. Okay, so the big thing that you need to do in order for you to be ready for it to have a threesome is to make sure that both of you really truly want it, you see benefits of it, you're excited about it. That's the first step. And then the second one is you both as a couple need to be able to move past jealousy. I think it's 100% normal to see your other half with somebody else and have some feelings of jealousy. Hopefully there's also feelings of excitement and that, there's a part of you that enjoys it. And at the same time, you're going to have some feelings of jealousy. So most likely in the act, especially if you're doing it in the first time, but also just in your relationship. It's important that both of you are able to move past jealousy. If you guys are fighting a lot about, he just looked, you just looked at another guy. If he says that you just looked at another guy and he gets really jealous, or he thinks that you are attracted to somebody else and he gets upset over that, or vice versa. If another girl looks in your man's direction, are you really upset about that? Does that trigger you? Does that make you jealous? Or are you like, it really doesn't bother me. I feel secure in my relationship. It's really important that both of you as a couple are able to move past jealousy when you experience it. Because again, if you're having jealousy outside of the threesome situation, the chances of it coming up in the threesome are almost 100%, okay? And even if you don't have a lot of jealousy in your relationship, there is a chance that jealousy can come up in the threesome. So what's important is not the fact if it comes up or not, but it's being able to talk about it and move past it and not having jealousy be a deal breaker in a relationship. Okay, it's really important that it doesn't bring up all those insecurities within yourself and in your partner, that you guys manifest over it and aren't able to move past it. I think you know what I'm talking about. So it's really important that you think, do we have a jealous relationship? And if we did have moments of jealousy, what do we do with that? Are we able to move past that in a healthy manner? And then the next step, in order to tell if you're ready for a threesome, is you're comfortable talking about the rules and the boundaries during a threesome. There's rules, there's boundaries, there's things that you are going to be okay with or your partner's going to be okay with, and things you're not going to be okay with. So it's important to have a healthy dialogue and be able to talk about it without feeling insecure, without feeling nervous, without feeling worried of what your other half is going to be thinking. It's kind of exciting to have a conversation about, okay, we're going to do this. So what are we okay with? What are we not okay with? And coming up with a decision together and both being 100% comfortable in the decision you make. And then another sign that you're ready to have a three-way is to be able to discuss safe sex. Whether you're in a short-term relationship or a long-term relationship, safe sex is always important. And especially for those long-term relationship people, a lot of times we do use condoms, but chances are if you've been together for years and years and years, most likely you probably aren't using condoms anymore, that you have other forms of birth control methods that you use, or maybe you don't even care if you get pregnant or not, so you're not using anything. But when you bring another person into the bedroom, you don't know that person. You don't know where they have been. You don't know if they have anything or not. You're taking a risk. So it's important to be able to have that healthy conversation to see, okay, how are we going to protect ourselves? What steps are we going to take to make sure that both you and I are protected in this experience so nothing residual comes afterwards and you don't get any type of an infection or a virus that you don't want. Okay, so it's important that you practice safe sex during these times. So that's really important to have that type of a conversation with your significant other. And then you just want to assess in general, is my relationship healthy? Are we in a solid place or are we in a rocky place? If you're in a rocky place in your relationship, then I don't think it's a good time to do it. If you're feeling good and you haven't been arguing much or arguing intensely and you're feeling really confident with where you guys are at and you're feeling like you're going good and you want to do it for the long haul, it's important to really assess emotionally where both of you are in the relationship to make sure that you can handle this new experience and handle bringing another person into it. And then another sign you are ready is that both of you are able to do this experience without any drugs or alcohol, without any mind-altering chemicals. I'm not saying you can't have a shot or two to loosen you guys up, because a lot of times that might be fun and enjoyable and something that you just want to do. But if you cannot do this without being loosened up, without having a drug or alcohol in your system, then that's probably a sign that you're not ready and that it shouldn't be happening. Because that tells me that maybe part of you really doesn't want to do it, and so you have to put yourself in this altered state to be able to even go through it. And what's the point? I think it's really good to be able to be present and there and available emotionally and mentally and physically, and be able to have fun without being in this altered state of consciousness. So if you know that you can't go through it without doing something to alter your mind, then you're probably not ready. And then another thing, and another sign in order to know that you're ready to have a three-way is that you have talked about being able to include everyone. It's important that your guest who comes into the sexual experience is also factored in, okay? Because again, yes, this is about you as a couple and enjoying a new experience. And, you have to respect the person who is coming into that. So it's important that everyone feels included and nobody feels like they're outcasted in this unique experience together. Because if one person feels that they're not important or they're not needed or they're not cared about, that can cause a lot of resentment and hostility, okay? So you have to set some ground rules on how everyone's going to be included in the process and feel good and feel respected. So hopefully those tips are helpful. And if you're listening to this video and you're like, check, it's all good, well, maybe that's a sign that you guys are ready and you can go for it. If you have had a threesome and if it's gone well or it hasn't, I'd love to know your experience. Let me know how it went for you. Feel free to comment on my comment section on my YouTube page. You can also go to my website and email me, ask me personal questions if you don't want to put your business out there. That's totally fine. I also have another video on, again, just having threesomes and what that means for your relationship. If you're still not ready to kind of weigh out the pros and cons of it and you're just able to wrap your mind around what it means for your relationship. I have other videos, so please feel free to watch those and subscribe to my YouTube page if you haven't done it already. And I'll see you next time for more helpful tips and relationship topics. And thanks so much for joining me today. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.